I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Happy Sunday, and welcome back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on advice. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling?
Peace, God. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Productive as always, man. A fairly good week, right? So yeah, man. How about you?
You know, blessed as always to see another day. Like the God say, to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, and you know, we always thankful for that. And looking forward to tonight's show. You know, this is the third Sunday, and you know what we do every third Sunday.
Hey.
We got a winner. Somebody getting some money. Hey. Somebody getting some money.
Money up.
Somebody getting some money.
Hey.
Oh, who we got? Uh-oh.
Hey.
We got Rocky Henderson at Rocky Terry 5249. You are the winner for May 17, 2026. At subscribe to DB Chef TV and win $100 cash. Congratulations to you. We want to thank you for supporting the network, supporting our content. Man, we can't do it without you. So shout out to you. Don't forget what you have to do to claim your prize is send your Cash App information tag to Chef Pearl. That's CHEFPEARL at dbcheftv.com for your payment and verification. Once again, shout out to Rakia Henderson at Rocky Terry 5249. Also, y'all, don't forget to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 1016-160 Self-Sustainability by that brother right there, Ali Dawood L. Link is in the description. And to everybody else, don't forget, subscribe to DB Chef TV and win $100 cash, y'all. It's free. Just subscribe. We pick the name out of a hat each and every third Sunday, and we announce it right here on Cigar Sundays Live. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We got merch in the description at DB Chef TV and at BK Soul Farm. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. We're going to still love you if they do what, God?
Smash that like.
And that's the advice we got for y'all. So let's go ahead and bring up the questions for tonight's word, advice. So our first question of the evening is, what do you think of when you hear the word advice? 2, what causes some people to view advice as criticism? 3, why do some people ask for advice and still do what they want anyway? 4, who gave you some of the best advice? What was it, and how did you apply it? And then 5th and final, last but never least, is the word advice, or is the word advice bad, good, or misunderstood? And we always encourage y'all to follow along in the chat or Let us know what you think in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. So, advice. Let's go ahead and get into it. What do you think of when you hear the word advice? The God Ali Dawood that BK Soul from.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
So for me, the very first thing I think about when I think about advice, personally, I think about who are you? I think about why are you telling me this? I'm asking myself, did I ask you for help? Is this something that you saw, and do you see something in me that needs fixing that I don't see? I think what qualifies you to be giving me advice? Like, what have you gone through to be able to tell me what you're telling me right now? Right? I think that advice, I know for a long time I didn't like using the word mentorship, but it should come like that, right? It should come from a person whose journey or path is something that you want to follow or use to as a stepping stone, right? It shouldn't come from somebody who hasn't gone through any of the emotions that you're trying to attempt. Right. So I think mentorship, like, is when I think advice. I think good counsel, right? Which goes back to qualifications, right? Because when you think about a counselor, in your mind, you think somebody's a professional, somebody that took time to learn how to ask questions, how to interpret without bias, using what the book say, what X, Y, and Z mean. You think there's some kind of middle ground where there's really no judgment, right? It's just
For a counselor.
for a counselor, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because they don't really have a dog in your particular fight. They just give you information, right? So they just want to give out good information.
Fix your mic, God.
I said they just want to give out good information, right? That's better.
Get word. You good.
Word. So that's what I think. That's what I think. I think mentorship. I think qualifications. I think about who are you? Why are you telling me this stuff? Did I ask you? I definitely think that like to even to ask somebody for advice, the person you ask just can't have two ears, right? Like, they really have to have a goal or a mission or a foundation that you can use again, right? Because you need this information so that you can do something with it. And if they haven't done anything or aren't doing anything, then the information won't take you anywhere. So, I mean, unless you get lucky, like the lotto, but I don't think that's worth it when it comes to taking somebody's advice. Playing the lotto, I think, is better, and this is my advice. I think it's better to
but not really. It's what you think of when you hear the word.
Correct. I think that it's better to get it from somebody that is qualified to give it to you, right? And qualified being whatever it is that you may need, right? If you want to be a plumber, it's probably best to go talk to a plumber or somebody in the trades field that can get you in contact with a plumber.
And that's crazy. We need a counselor for that. We need counsel for it, right?
Counsel, yeah.
Yeah.
But even in that counsel, I think that we are counselors in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, somebody giving you that advice.
Right? That's what I mean, right? So, and it's just good advice. It's not somebody that's trying to shape you necessarily or trying to manipulate you per se. They're just trying to give you the facts or the information.
Okay.
That's what I think.
So you got mentorship, counselors, qualification.
Yeah,
We missing anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh man. So what did I think of when I hear the word advice? Um, Solution. Um, a suggestion, a roadmap, a path. Um, a possibility. Um, when we look at, when I think of some of the things you was talking about with the qualifications and things like that, and counselors, um, I think that correlates to, looking into if I'm asking, if I'm the one who asked, or if they volunteered it. And you said something also prior to that along the lines of, um, what did the person see in me? Did they see that maybe I lacked something? Did they see that maybe, um, I had the ability to do something? Maybe it's not a lack. Maybe it's saying you have the. I see that you have the ability to do this. Maybe you're already in a position, and then like you said, from their experience, they went through something already, and um, it was a learning lesson for them. So so they shared with you because they realized how significant it was for them. They don't know what your situation is, but now maybe you have the same responsibility as them, and this will be helpful to you. This advice will be helpful to you if you come across this in your endeavor, right? So um yeah, I mean, definitely the mentorships, um that definitely seems like a role that is designed for advice. That is an advisory board position. you know that seems like if you're gonna be a mentor for someone, or if you are a student, a mentee in a situation, it seemed like that there would have to be some uh, a purpose involved, a very disciplined and structured and strategized purpose, to be in that relationship. Working with, being a mentee. What is this person mentoring you for? What is your relationship? What are y'all doing? What are they helping you build? What are they helping you become? What type of advice are they giving you? Which direction are you going? What's the goal? And then even being a mentor, making sure that you share that with the mentee. Like, you should have a goal, and we're gonna have a goals place where, you know, these are things, tasks that we're going to complete, and you're going to learn these things and know these things and be, you know, become strong in these areas, because you might have a mentor for one thing and a mentor for another thing, you know. Um,
That's a good point right there, because just because somebody is your mentor in one thing doesn't make them your life coach.
No.
That just makes them
online people do that. I'm a whole life coach. You know, I can tell you about your relationship, your finance, your everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they ain't even married. They don't have a marriage. Okay, so they can tell you about your relationship, but they casual dating. Okay,
they're casual dating.
You know, they don't have you know, they don't even have an investment portfolio for real that they actively manage, and they can't give you any suggestions, and they can't call you up and ask you, know, none of that. But they, you know, they tell you, but, and you know, so I mean, the social media allows people to do that. That's why, you know, yeah, you can't let social media be your mentor. You know, give you some good advice. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Have you out here looks maxing?
Look, oh man, somebody grab me a hammer. It's ridiculous. Oh man. So let us know, y'all. We just got finished answering our first question. What do you think of when you hear the word advice? Let us know in the chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. Shout out to Bub. What up, cuz? I see you in the chat, in the chizat. And yeah, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is bring up the definition like we do, y'all. So we got advice. Make sure to smash that like button, y'all. It helps the channel. It helps us get this content in front of beautiful people like you. And that's our advice to you tonight. So we have advice, and we are going live from the Merriam-Webster dictionary right here online. And number one is a recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct. Counsel. All right. Information or notice given, usually used in plural. All right. And then we have three, an official notice concerning a business transaction. An official notice concerning a business transaction. All right. So we got number one right there. Recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct.
Oh yeah.
Counsel. You know, so that was one of your words that you had in there. You got counseling, you know, counselors, counsel. Right. So recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct. So there were some things that we talked about with this. One of the things that we were talking about when we talked about qualifications.
Yeah.
You know, qualifications made it emotional and blocks recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct. It blocks that because what it does is it puts all of these things in there. Like the question is, when we go to that question of, you know, what did somebody see me lacking, or what did, you know, when I brought that in contrast with, you know, what did they maybe see in me that I can do, right? And I think that we have this culturally, there's a advice is not looked at like a recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct. You know, this isn't a negative.
You know what? one of the words that you said, I wrote down and circled it. I actually disagree with it a little bit, like, and only, and maybe not. It's not. I don't even know if it's a disagreement for real because I'm looking at the word recommendation.
Nah, what you feeling
But
with it?
It's the word suggestion.
Suggestion, okay.
Right, and my problem with suggestion is, I think that people allow themselves to not take what you're about to tell them as a fact, as something that's gonna give them good information or the proper information to do business or to, because like look at all three of these sentences, God. Like everything.
God, let me ask this: is suggestion though, real quick? Is suggestion and recommendation the same words?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think that people might think so.
Okay.
Right. And
okay.
I also,
so we have to do them. Suggestion and recommendation.
Yeah, because I might be even thinking about suggestion wrong, right? Because I just think it people's like, oh well, you just give me a suggestion, so I don't have to take it. And to me, it's like, nah, somebody's giving you advice. That's something that you need because it's real information. It's something that is going to propel you forward. Like that's what I'm getting from all three of these answers. Like even information given in a notice, right? Like I'm looking at the sentence, the latest advice from Mexico. Like that's real information from the country.
An official notice concerning a business transaction is definitely
that's real information. Like
that's definitely importante.
Right. So that's not throwaway.
Yeah.
To me, that's not throwawayable. Right. So
but a suggestion is throwawayable.
In my mind.
Okay. And the way you identify with a suggestion.
The way I think that the way I identify with the word suggestion and the way I think people think about the word suggestion, I think that it's throwawayable. So when somebody, that's why anybody feel like they can just give anybody advice, right? Because you can just throw it away. You ain't got to listen to it, right? What they say, in one ear, out the other.
And right? I think that recommendations and suggestions are treated the same in American culture.
I do too.
You know, because I could say, I recommend if you go here, y'all go there, and there. And then the people go and visit the place and you ask them, did you go? They never even told you to text them the name of the place. They went, they had their good time. Oh, nah, we was there. We just went with it, man. We had a good time, blah, blah, blah. They didn't care about your suggestions or your recommendation.
Correct.
You know, and that's the attitude that I'm talking about from the qualification standpoint, that where it's like, you know, it's one of our questions actually on the board. You know, it's like, why do people get advice and then just do what they was going to do anyway? You know, and that's where I'm looking at. Maybe this right here is what's confusing things.
Yeah.
Because there is no, and you may be precise, God, that may be exactly what we need to determine and define and understand is the significance and importance of a recommendation and a suggestion. Because people not getting the advice.
Yeah.
And then when we see decisions, you know, don't nobody tell me what to do. Right?
I'm grown.
Right?
At this big age of mine.
You know?
Yeah, nah, that's what I'm looking at this. I'm like, yeah.
Especially when we talk about conduct, right? Because remember the words we was using earlier with the mentorship when you saying having a discipline, having a course, having a goal, having a path.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why I say like with see even when you say the word, you know, qualifications is emotional, like we gotta do something about that. Like we gotta break down why, right? Like, or get past the idea that qualifications just really means like that this person has what you need so that you can move forward, right? Because you don't really want to take steps back. You don't really want to fall, right? You're not asking somebody for information, hoping that they really don't have it, just so you can run
That's
it.
that's if you asking for it though, God.
That's if you ask.
That's if you asking for it though. You know, like it may be a situation where you just volunteer. You know,
See, but I think
it,
a lot of people
it,
ask the wrong people though.
it may be a situation where you get put into a place like, okay, so like when I was in, you know, when I was on active duty, right? We had this relief, and my relief was on site. Every time I went to a new unit, I had to do an on-site relief. All right. So there will always be a pass down and exchange of information. Through all of those exchanges of information, you know, I was always getting suggestions and recommendations regarding decisions and the course, right? You know,
Word.
but you know, not every time, but a lot of times there were situations where it wasn't enough because the person was just there running it. You know, like I get there and I realize like, okay, I know way more than you, and I do way more than you. You're not even giving me, okay, you giving me what you giving me, but all right, whatever, cool. Like, you know, whatever it is that you need to give me, go ahead and give me that. So that way, you know, what I could do is I can just go ahead and sign off and get you up out of here. So that way I can take
For real.
you know, because this is not in compliance, you know. And it's two things. I got two things I could do. I could either blow you up,
Yeah.
you know, and then now the command will be all on some stuff, or I could say, you know what, let me go to the command, let the command know, hey, it's gonna be some stuff that's gonna change, you know, because it's not me changing it. What it is that uh things are not in compliance the way they need to be in compliance.
Facts.
So I'm going to get us in compliance, but it's going to hurt because this person hasn't been doing what they need to do. All right. So I'm going to take it over, but don't fight me though. Please, you know, because I'm coming to you, letting you know that like it's about to be a whole, you know, bunch of stuff that didn't happen before. That's definitely, you know, that needs to be implemented now because it hasn't been, you know, it's not up to date. So
that's a perfect example, actually.
Yeah,
because you're a professional relieving another professional.
Correct.
So they are qualified. They have qualifications, but not what you need.
They're not practicing correctly.
Correct.
You know, we have a standard. We have a whole rule and guide. Okay. and it's about this thick. Okay. And you probably doing this much of it. You know, because that's how much it take to actually do it. Okay. But it takes making sure that all of this is done for it to be in compliance.
Correct.
You know, so I would identify that, and I wouldn't blow up. I would have to make a choice, because if it was so bad that I didn't want to put my name on it, then I would have to blow them up. If it wasn't so bad that I didn't feel like, okay, Pearl, this is a challenge, this is something you could do, they're already, the unit is already enjoying it like this. They don't care. Because nobody knows what his job is, what that person's job is, you know? So they don't care, you know? And I'm looking at it like, even if I just came in here and the food was better, they would be even more distracted from that, you know, from that stuff.
They really would.
Yeah, they really wouldn't care. So I'm like, nah, we're not going to do that, though. You know, you're going to get all of it. You either get all or nothing. We're either going to do the best job that we can, you know, to where you would want to invite inner agencies to come over and enjoy, you know, and interact, socialize, build better relationships with the law enforcement and the local agencies and stuff in the area, you know. um, that should be how that facility is used in doing, and you know, in servicing the people. So I'm like, if we're not going to do that, and the paperwork got to be straight too, you know.
We get inspected around here.
Yeah, you know, but they you know, God, like you get the recommendations and the suggestions, and it's just not lining up. It's not, you know, it's just like, damn, you almost having to start from scratch. But let's go over to the thesaurus and let's check out how advice is given to us in the form of a synonym. We get as in guidance and we get as in information. So for guidance, we have an option, an opinion suggesting a wise or proper course of action. An opinion suggesting a wise or proper course of action. There we go. This is another thing that is in advice as guidance, like you were saying, God, where, you know, um, having a qualification, to be able to guide. Do you possess the ability to even teach what you know? Some people might have it but can't teach it.
Just because your vocal cords work don't mean you should be using them.
Don't mean you should be using them, right? But then how they give it to us is an opinion suggesting that word you had a problem, right? And they even add an opinion suggesting.
But look what it say right after it, though, right?
A wise
or
proper course of action. So opinion and suggesting in guidance is not demonized. It is used to show wiseness and proper courses of action, a path of action, wise and proper. That means you're gonna get a positive result at the end.
I think both of those words are throwawayable. What they say about opinions are like a-holes. Everybody got them, and they all stink.
Right. So if they see that first, oh, it's just an opinion.
It's just an opinion. Throw away.
Right. Throw away. Right there. Right there.
It's just my suggestion.
Or it's just a suggestion.
Throw away.
Right. Throw awayable. Right. They don't even get to the wise or proper course of action.
Damn.
Because if guidance was just advice, as in guidance, a wise or proper course of action, it would
be perfect. It would be a perfect sentence. But because they put in an opinion suggesting.
And the way in American culture, everybody has developed feelings for opinions and suggestions.
Yeah.
It does not allow folks to get to value advice in guidance.
Like even look at the sentence they're using, God. They say we got some good advice from the vet about dealing with our dog's habit of chasing cars. Right? They talk to their vet about their dog's habit about chasing cars, right? That's a person that probably knows about dogs' behavior, right? A qualified opinion. Like they ain't talk to their neighbor. They didn't talk to the dude at the corner store.
Right.
They talk to somebody that deal with animals all the time, right? So you're right, God. Like they could have just took out opinion and suggested.
But the dictionary doesn't. Well, let me not say the dictionary. I don't even know if this might be right. But the people who write the dictionary, do they know or do they not know? That's where the cigar smoke get thick. Do they know or do they not know that in American culture, people have demonized the word opinion and suggestion, and people don't have a full lack of comprehension of opinion and suggestion? Do they know this? So that's why they intentionally put it in front of a wise or proper course of action. and then just give you something real, you know, remedial right here, where we got some good advice from the vet about this. I mean, if the dog, you know, your dog chase, put it a leash, like you could, there's so many ways that I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I don't need to talk to the person who know about the anatomy and health. You know, I could have got some good advice from the dog trainer, from a professional dog trainer.
See, and I'm assuming vets are, I have, yeah. It's because of the way I think about professions, and I go down rabbit holes with certain things. So
yeah, just because they could cut it up and fillet it right, don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, they can train it.
That's true.
You know,
you can grow it, right?
Yeah, I could cook it. I could cook it real good, but I don't chicken farm.
That's facts.
You see what I'm saying, guys?
That's facts.
Which
is perfect about qualified. Why you need qualified?
You see what I'm saying? But if I get me a duck from BK Soul Farm in the mail, you know what I'm saying, or any type of bird off the farm, then guess what? We know how to get it to the plate.
That's all facts.
You know, so it's really not even helping here. Like this is, it's not even helping.
I was trying
a person get past opinion or suggesting.
Nah.
You know, to get to a wise or proper. They supposed to be able to feel, oh yeah, well that was wise because the vet was wise. You know, yeah, it's a prop, but it's not even a dog trainer. It's not a professional dog trainer. You know, that's a professional dog healer.
I think they do know that opinion and suggestion are throwawayable, and they use sentences like this on purpose to play technically games. Well, technically, you know, we talking about their opinion, so they got a qualified opinion because they deal with animals.
Right. And see how somebody do that. See how somebody do. Well, I guess they qualify because they do fix on animals. So I guess they know. That's like asking a mechanic to be a race car driver.
Yeah,
you know.
Right? you work on cars all day. Of course, you can drive it fast.
Come on, family. Man, it's too wild out here.
You know all about the gears and everything.
It's too wild out here. Okay, so we got guidance, recommendation, information, feedback, suggestion, counsel, assistance. We got that they gave us that word, suggestion.
Yeah.
Advisement, input, admonishment, tip, instruction, admonition, answer, teaching, lesson, coaching, data, urging, solution, warning, consideration, thought, adjuration, direction, observation, mentoring, lecture, pointer, sermon, briefing, speech, tutoring, hint, verdict, exhortation, alert, forewarning, prompting, remonstrance, interference, preaching, judgment, cautioning, priming, expostulation.
Yeah.
Caution, remonstration, alarm, moralizing, meddling, pontificating, and kibitzing. What? Kibitzing? Kibitzing. Okay.
So I got problems, right, with like these, because they got answer on here, right? And the answer is the answer. Like that's not a throwaway. Like that's the answer. They got direction on here. Like if you go in a different direction, you're not gonna get where you're trying to go. That's also like an answer, right? Like So this is confusing in itself. This is strange.
The verdict also is
that's final.
That's final.
That's final.
Oh no, you do get an appeal. You do get an appeal. So
see, technically.
Not literally.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they can say that's why they can put it under as a suggestion, right? Because you get an appeal.
Yeah.
So it's not they ain't put final verdict on there.
They ain't put final verdict. They ain't put sentencing. Yeah, the verdict's in. It's done. You are getting sentenced. Okay. Yeah, they ain't put sentencing on there. So, you know, they did put judgment.
But like hint, forewarning, caution, like
I mean, but hinting, right? Hint and tutoring and mentoring, they kind of all live because you've given them the tools to get there. You just kind of not
and coaching and teaching.
Yeah, coaching, you know, you giving them all the tools to get there. You just kind of not giving them the answer. You know, you kind of letting them figure that out, but they put answer in here.
Correct. And in the letting them figure it out, that is the answer, because you're teaching them how to think, right? Critical thinking, right? That's what they trying to help problem solve, right? So, which is how you get to the answer, which is how you problem solve.
They might be able to take that. They might be able to take, you know, teachers. I'm just having some fun with y'all. Shout out to all of the hardworking educators, but you know, I'm a product of public schools.
That's a
fact.
And
maybe there's a new breed of teachers, but they be talking about how we got all these rules of no child left behind, and the babies can't read and all this other stuff, and they reading at lower levels and graduation levels are low and all this other stuff. So maybe instead we take some of that burden off the teachers and just call them hintologists.
Hintologists. Because even putting teaching on here, does that make it throwawayable?
You know, I mean,
because hintologists,
I don't know. I mean, I see information up there. We ain't get to it yet, but when we look at but when we look at teaching, like, and instruction, I'm just like, okay, most of the things that were taught in school, like, as adults, we don't use it. You know? So it's just like hintology seems to be more, you know, because you got to get out and you got to buy a home before you figure out the mortgage and the taxes and all. Like, they don't teach you in home economics do not sit you down, get you a mortgage, a loan, teach you about all the different tools and resources. You can get you a FHA. If you go in the military, you can get a VA. You got a fixed rate. You got 30 years. You got variable. That's home economics.
Nope, they don't teach none of that.
None of zero. They just throw a hint at it. Let me show you how to make this spaghetti. You know, they say to make a budget on the meal. You know, how much do a jar of spaghetti cost? Okay, look on your phone, see, okay, bam, and they make you put the meal together. But other than that, where we gonna put it? What cupboard we gonna put it in? And I want to drive, you know. So I'm thinking hintologists would be.
That's crazy.
Would be something that would be, you know, transcending into the future, and then maybe it'll do the reverse. Because now I'm a hintologist. I just got to give you the answers. You know, because when I'm teaching you, I don't got to give you the answers. You know,
that's crazy.
I don't know. We having fun with it though, y'all. Shout out to all the teachers though, y'all. Don't think I'm being hard on teachers. I know y'all got a curriculum, and that's it. So we got advice as in information, and it says usually advises, in plural, a report of recent events or facts not previously known. And it says facts not previously known.
Things that happen.
So it would be cool if it just was right there. Facts not previously known, as in information. But then when you have this right here, a report of recent events. Well, what if you asking me, you know, how to, you know, how do I start investing, right? Because you coming and asking me, right? Now this is a person coming and asking like, well, how do I start investing? All right. Now I'm gonna give you some recent events, but we're not gonna start at recent events.
I need some facts.
You need some of the facts not previously known, right? So when did you get into? Okay, so first I did this, and this was what I was doing, and boom, 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 and boom, 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 and then you know, and I got to know what you, you know, what are you looking to do? I gotta get a whole, you know,
understanding.
Yeah, I got to get the whole background and all that, God. So we got information, announcement, news, info, a rumor. Oh, wow. But then we get intelligence. Ooh. Advice. I see what the advice is doing out here. I see why it is the way it is. I see why people don't value it.
Throwable.
Yeah, I see why people don't value. We don't need your help. You know, I ain't asked you to help me. You know, I see why these.
Yeah, you got me here, but you ain't get me here.
Yeah, you got me here, but you ain't get me here. Right? It's no value to it. Tidings, item, word, a message. It's just a message. Gin, we don't even know. Gin, like gin rummy. Oh, that's chiefly British.
Chiefly British.
You know, uncas, that's chiefly Scottish.
Uncas.
A tip, you know, well, 47 just made those tax-free. Story. What's the 411? Slang. What's the 411, hun? Communication, feedback, correspondence, bulletin, dispatch, reportage, scoop, dope, gossip, lowdown, tidbit, propaganda, a tall tale, your tatter-telling, with your tatter-telling ass, and disinformation.
I'm glad they separated them. So I'm glad they separated them, because I was gonna talk about information being bad and good, but this suggests to me that information is positive and useful, and disinformation is destructive and useful for the adversaries,
for the purpose of being
disruptive,
right? But it's still good information for somebody.
For somebody, just touch you.
You know? Yeah, it's still good information for somebody.
Oh man.
You know, people will lie, right? People will lie and be have no integrity to try to be right, to be deceptive, to be manipulative, you know. So these things happen in real life in American culture. So we got advice. A recommendation regarding a decision or course of conduct, counsel, information, or notice given, usually used in plural. and an official notice concerning a business transaction. Yeah.
I know I like the definition way better than the thesaurus meanings, right? Like the definition seems almost a little bit different, or more, just seems different. But at the same time, it got the word recommendation in it, right? As that's the very first one, so it does allude to confusion.
Yeah, recommendation.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely recommendation. So that doesn't mean that in today's mindset, people will say that's just what you recommend. That ain't what I got to do,
throw
right?
away. It's crazy.
so so I'm
So,
seeing
so
I'm
what is
seeing why
that?
advice is not valued.
Damn.
I'm seeing why. So y'all let us know what y'all think of when y'all hear the word advice, and please smash that like button, y'all. We are smoking on advice, and we're gonna go ahead and go to our second question. What causes some people to view advice as criticism? What causes some people to view advice as criticism? Let us know what y'all think in the chat or in the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. What you think, God?
I think I think for some people, hey, good evening, Auntie.
Peace, Auntie. Good
For
evening.
for some people, I think is they don't respect the person giving them the advice.
Mm.
Right? That goes back to what I said earlier about who are you? Like what are you, why are you telling me this stuff? Like I think even if the person, I think on all levels, right? There's two things. I think there's either a, they don't respect the person, or they have so much fear and self-hate that this person is just shining too bright, and it's offensive.
Woo! That they shining so bright that it's offensive to them.
Yeah, right. Like
That
so.
sounds like a hater. That sounds like a hater. To say somebody is shining so bright. Why you gotta shine so bright? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta, like, really? That's crazy out here.
Yeah, God, like that's what I think. I think
That's crazy.
but definitely the first thing though, right? I think
Lack of respect.
yeah, I think people ask people for advice that they don't respect, just so that they can hear an opposing opinion or a different opinion, or just to have another thought or more thoughts in their head, right? Because they're afraid to make a decision, right? So they go ask somebody that they don't value for real, or they just talk to them about it. And just so I think is a lack of respect and fear of success, right? That's what I think.
Okay, so a lack of respect and fear of success, also with the hate, with the hate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's what the hater is, because they just scared to grow. They scared to be the one to shine.
let me ask you this too, though, God, because you said the lack of respect. On the respect thing, it's like, so before I even ask the person for advice, all right, do I have respect for them before that? Do I have respect for them? Does that person have respect for them to go and ask them for the advice? You know, or is it, or like, because I heard what you were saying about they're looking for an opposite opinion. Okay, like they're coming to
or
you,
options.
you know, but I'm thinking that person just trying to really waste your time.
That's what I'm saying, lack of respect.
You know, so they have a lack of respect for your time.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
All right, cool.
That's what I mean, lack of respect,
Okay.
right? Like.
Well, no, I wanted to get specifically what the lack of respect was. See,
Oh yeah.
because it was a lack of respect, but it wasn't specified. So now it wasn't identified. So now we identify as it's a lack of respect for the person that they're asking for the advice, their time, and you know, specifically, because I'm just like, I would never ask nobody for their advice who I didn't respect already, because I would already, because if I'm asking somebody for advice, then I think they know something specifically about that topic that I'm asking them about way more than I do, you know? So I'm purposefully asking them about it so I can, you know, apply it to my game plan, you know, before I get going.
Wait, when you say facts not previously known, I need to know those.
Yeah, like facts not previously known. So I'm like, I'm relying on their expertise, their, you know, whatever it is that made me think this person knows more about this. And I also trust that they not going to lead me wrong. They're not going to steer me wrong. They're not going to give me no bad advice.
Yeah,
right?
I think we are bad examples
or bad suggestion. I don't think they're gonna give me no bad suggestions or no bad opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I think we bad examples though, because like we practice discernment actively, right? Like we actively practice consideration, you and I, right? So, but a lot of people, think about all the people that waste your time, right? Asking you for your advice, or like, because me personally,
because you know
nobody wastes my time.
we nipping that in the, we done nipped that in the bud. We got a lid
on that. Yeah, we got a total lid on that, right?
Yeah,
but so many people, I had so many people that would ask me questions just to compare it to something that somebody else said, and then they want to debate me on why my answer is different from the other person's, right? And to me, that's like a waste of my time.
Like somebody else told me so and so.
Yeah, like what? It's like, are you asking me anything? Then it's like, go do that.
Have you tried that first? Have you already tried that?
To me, that's always a sign of disrespect of 100% of my time, right, and of my efforts, right, and of everything really, because it's like damn, man, like if I'm asking somebody a question, it's because, like you said, I think that they have the answer, right. So I'm hoping that whatever they tell me, I'm about to go do, right. I'm not about to weigh it on what somebody else told me, and I didn't do that either. Like I'm just out here just getting information and not doing nothing.
Right, you're just getting information and not doing anything. What you gonna do with all that information? Nothing.
Nothing. No. But I know it though. No, you don't.
You ain't applied nothing. You read it.
You just heard it, right? You
just heard it. Yeah, definitely. That's crazy. But y'all let us know what y'all think. What causes some people to view advice as criticism? I just think some of them things that we just found out, with the opinion, the suggestion, all of the feelings that go into it. That I'm agreeing with you say now, even to pinpoint it precisely and accurately to, you know, a person just want to waste your time. Because I'm just like, man, like it's. I think socially, everybody's just so stuck on the I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, when I'm gonna do it, on my time. You know, I don't care about the rules. I don't care about nothing what nobody say. Can't nobody
until I
tell me
get caught.
until. And it's just like, and that's why I was saying like, well, if you was gonna do it anyway, before the police said do it, you know, then why would the police have to tell you to do it? Like if you was just gonna do it, like so you only doing it because the police saying doing it?
That's why I said, God.
It's like that is crazy to me. Like I'm crazy. Like I, you know, I just want to follow the rules without the police. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need them to tell me to do nothing. You know, I know how to read the rules and follow directions. You know, shout out to Nadine Hines in the building. They said Nadine say some folks just want another point of view and still going to do what he or she gonna do. Yeah,
right.
That's the truth. But see, it's just like that other point of view though. What is the other point of view for? Like, and that's cool because you know you get multiple answers. Like you get multiple, you know, you get multiple clues and to figure out a path. It's better to have a lot of information than have no information. But it's like if I'm making a recipe and I put it together and then I go and I try and it doesn't come out the way I like it. And how do I know that? Is because the end result was banana bread. All right. The ingredients was the same. Maybe my mix was maybe I mixed it wrong. I didn't, you know, smash the bananas enough. I didn't, you know, I didn't mix the ingredients enough, the flour and the eggs and the baking powder and everything. I ain't do it right. Okay. So my product didn't come out where I was satisfied. But now I go and shout out to our brother Vinny and I say, hey, Vinny, can I get that your whatchamacallit, your fantastic banana bread recipe? Can I get that? So he like, yeah, here you go. I get it. And then I put that together. Now, before I begin to tell him about his recipe, right? Because I don't know how it came out. I have to bake it, and then I have to I gotta take a slice to him and say, is this how it's supposed to be?
Because you don't know if it's
because right. I don't know. You see what I'm saying, guy? Like, but that's not time for me then to bring the recipe that I've only said, well, see, this what I baked right here with my own recipe.
No, just you're only supposed to bring the slice that you made of his cake
to him.
So he can tell you if it's right or not.
So he could tell me if it's right or not, because I got the advice from him. You know? So
you got his advice from him. You did his thing, so you took it back to him for feedback.
To check the box to see you got it, you did it right.
Facts. You can go to somebody else like, yo, did I do? You know, how does this cake taste? This Vinny recipe.
Now I come to you and be like, but look, then here's the twist. Now I come to Ali and be like, Ali, let me get one of them. Let me get one of them bread recipes from one of them banana bread recipes from the Queen. Let me get that real quick. All right. And then I ain't even make his yet. I ain't even do his. I ain't even make Vinny's yet. I'm coming over here asking you for another one. And then I'm telling you, oh, but I got this one that I got from Vinny though. Wait till you try that though. Like, well, I ain't even tried. Well, Vinny was telling me to do this and do that and do that. When you start telling me about Big Sis recipe, you start telling me, oh, well, she said do this, do this, do this. And now I'm on the phone with you like, well, Vinny said do this, do this, do this, and this.
Now we debate those.
And you don't never stop me once and say, well, Pearl, did you even baked the one that he gave you? Yeah. Well, why you ain't baked that one first before you even call me and asking me about another banana bread recipe, man? You know, did you not value when you're going? No, I wanted to waste his time, right?
Unless you just wanted to talk to me, because then I'm like, yo, you could have just said that. Could have just said you wanted to talk to me. You didn't have to talk to me about this.
So I'm just like, point of view sometimes, I don't know. I get it in the context of, you know, if I really need some convincing to do a thing, you know, if I'm speaking with Bruh Vinny and then I speak with Brother L and I'm like trying to be a brother, then I might need to get convincing from one person to be like, you know, I wouldn't, but I'm saying somebody may need that. Somebody may need to go talk to this person and go talk to this person to feel comfortable enough. You know, I get that. But when we talking about actual things that you know, that's like, man, like you gotta actually, I mean, and that ain't something that you ain't gonna just get overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to put in work for that too. But
Thanks.
you know, so you still have to go and put in that work, you know. But if I call you and ask you about some investing tips or something, and you call, and then we call somebody else and ask, it shouldn't be a comparison. The only person that should be comparing them is me when I'm now alone and I'm trying to make my decision on which path I'm going to take.
Correct.
I should not be bringing that to the other person that I asked about, know, the same thing. You know, I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people do that.
That's what I said about the fear of success, right? Like or the hate, right? Like you shining so bright, like they scared to take a leap out and actually do a thing, right? So that's because all that is to not do stuff, right? You got my recipe, you got Vinny recipe. You went to Google, got Google recipe. You know what I'm saying? Called Nana V, got Nana V recipe. You ain't made nothing yet.
And I ain't turned the oven on.
You ain't turned the oven.
We ain't even warmed up the oven. Trying to tell you guys, it's crazy. So now that moves us to our third question. Y'all let us know what y'all think. You know, what causes people to view advice as criticism? Because that's the big thing. Like people view it negatively. You know, even though we got caught off in the banana bread, you know, people just view it negatively, you know. But what causes people to do that? And then our third question: why do some people ask for advice and still do what they want anyway? What is that? You know, I mean, we seen some folks just want another point of view. We seen that, but I'm thinking it's deeper than just wanting another point of view. It's deeper than just wasting people's time. I'm thinking it's a little bit more in depth because people have access to people. And, you know, I've had so many situations where I'm just like, I hate to be a person to say, I told you so, you know, but I say it though. You know, if something happened, if somebody do something or something happened, then I say, I told you so. You know, I'm not one of them people who like, nah, I'm going to hold my I told you so till later. Now I'm going to let you know right then and there, I told you so. All right. So I'm just like, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, you know, you can give the advice, but person going to do what they're going to do anyway. So, you know, in multiple experience that I've had, you know, I really don't understand, you know, why the people didn't take my advice. I really don't know why, you know, and even when they came back and communicated that I told you so, for the I told you so moment, my response was genuinely, okay, well, what we gonna do now? Because that lesson is learned. You know, So yeah, I'm gonna get my "I told you so" off real quick, but all right, let's just yeah, like, but you know, so what we gonna do now? Like, what's the so where you at with it now? Because that's done. We don't get a redo with that. And my goal wasn't to tell you what I would do. I mean, no, my goal wasn't to tell you what to do. My goal was sharing what I would do if I was in that situation. That's what it was. If I was in that situation, this is the way that I would approach it. That's it. So it got taken as a what? As an opinion, as a suggestion, as a recommendation.
Throwawayable.
Throwawayable.
Yep.
And I'm thanking God that is the reason why people ask and they don't take it as what did it say, wise or proper course of action. They don't take it. They think that it's just a recommendation, it's just a suggestion. Who are you? You don't know. How you know?
And that's what children say to their parents. You don't know, ma. You don't know, dad. Right?
I ain't get to say that to none of you. You know, maybe a little later on in years, like maybe you know.
Yeah,
but
but I think what you said, I think what you're saying is right, God, and I think is right because they want to beat you. Right. I think that I think the need for the other opinion is because they need a challenger. Right. Like the person in the mirror is not challenged enough. They don't feel like they are worthy enough. So they need opposition. Right. So they're ask somebody that they admire or revere or that's doing something. And be like, yeah, so what could I do differently? Kind of along the same lines, but differently. How can I do my own thing? Yeah, I heard what you said. You was talking about investing. You said, you know, Bitcoins. You said gold. You said silver. Yeah. But what if I do ETFs though? That's different. Right.
You still in the stock market. No, you're still in the stock market. You still have counterparty.
Right, but it's different though, because you ain't tell me that part. Right?
No, you had to go. No, I might have told you that.
You might have told me that, right? But it's
I might have told you that. But
I don't know. I think it comes down to competition. Because I can't think of me. That's why I said we can't use ourselves, because I can't imagine me not having something, knowing I don't have it, not knowing something, knowing I don't know it, and knowing the person that got it and having access to that person and go to that person and say, hey, how do I get it? And then not do that. I can't imagine that scenario, right? Because I'm not in competition with that person. Like, I know for a fact I don't have it already. Like, I already know that if this was a race, I'm already in the back because they're right. Like they got the legs and stuff, right? So I'm in the back, right? And I gotta catch that bend. I gotta catch that corner to get my stride. But I need to watch and I need to see what they got and how they doing it, because they are in the front.
Well, they have started. They just have started.
Exactly.
You know, so they got some experience in the race.
So I need to pay attention.
You know, like that's all that is.
Right, and so that's what I think. I think they be in competition with you, and they want to beat you. And they just need a real live hater, because they are themselves a hater, but they need somebody else to blame.
They need somebody else to blame for them being a hater.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I believe that though. I believe that though, right there. That you just put a lot of you just put some things in perspective, God. For real, they just need, yeah. They need somebody that's not hating on them at all to feel like that person is a hater. When they got when they actually have real people that's hating on them.
Yeah.
When they actually have a whole opposition that they have to go out here and maneuver and navigate through to even accomplish these goals and these things that they trying to accomplish.
Yeah, but those people don't have nothing either, right? And those people are practicing the crabs in the barrel scenario where they real life haters and they actively pulling you down, right? So they already know what to expect from these people. So over there where there's no hate, you only want to see everybody that wants to win and prosper.
So you hate on the people that want to see everybody win and prosper.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because you're different.
Crazier.
Think about it, right? You look like me, but you live completely different, right? Like it's what I look like. I'm selling out, if to my peers that I'm trying to escape from, right? But they still my peers. They still my peer group and my friend circles and stuff like that, right? What I'm accustomed to. Like I think it's a lot. I think that's where that fear comes in of success, right? Because now you got a whole lot of people. You got a lot more people looking at you as the one, right? And with that, from haters, like they want to come up and they want to pull you down at the same damn time. Right. So when they living in lack, like they just, it's fear.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I believe it. But shout out to, you say it's something that sparked the shout out to Ribs on the Run 2.0 out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And
Ribs on the Run, that's a place or a person?
It's an actual place where you can go get some real good food. You know, really? you can follow Ribs. Them on Instagram, on IG, and on Facebook. Ribs on the Run 2.0. They got the sauce. Yeah, they got the sauce over there. But I was speaking to the owner of that establishment, and they were telling me how they sold out the last time that they opened shop. And I had a joke with the owner, and I said, well, don't you never let nobody tell you it's something wrong with selling out, okay? Okay, so I really just I look at, we picking and choosing these words, and everybody got meanings and stuff too. So I'm more offended by the N-word than you calling me a sellout, because I always got something for sale. Links is in the description. You know what I'm saying? So
got books,
for real. So all types of merch and everything, y'all. Links are in the description. Go ahead and smash that like button too. So I definitely don't have a problem with being called a sellout. So please call me one. Put it on me. All right. Speak it into existence. So that way I can check my my merch account, and we can see it all gone for real. But definitely let us know what y'all think. Why do people ask for advice and still do what they want anyway? Moving to our fourth question, y'all. Who gave you some of the best advice? What was it? And how did you apply it? And y'all let us know in the chat. Who gave you some of the best advice? What was it? And how did you apply it? We're gonna share some of this stuff with y'all. We want y'all to share some of it with us, because somebody else may need to hear your advice. Okay, what you got from somebody who cared about you and gave you something that you actually paid attention to and applied. Let us know in the comment section too, and we're gonna respond to all of those. But right now, let's get into this question right here. Who gave you some of the best advice? What was it, and how did you apply it? Smash that like button, y'all, please, and thank you.
Wow. That's actually a hard one. I've gotten a lot of great advice.
Just pick some.
From a lot of great people.
We got time. Pick some.
Yeah.
Pick some.
Yeah, but one I could think is Master Chief McPherson. I got into when I joined the Navy. I was young, and I was very green and immature, and I didn't know anything about anything. And I got into a situation, and he told me to slow down. He told me that he actually saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time, and he told me I needed to slow down. And he actually provided me with the tool. He gave me a book to read, and in reading that book, it provided an opportunity for he and I to engage in conversation, and for me to actually slow down and actually learn what it is that I was actually looking at, right? Because I was just in the world, just operating, just living, right? I had a purpose, but I didn't have a real direction. And he gave me that, right? So that was beneficial. So what that taught me was to take my time, recognize that I am somewhere right now, and there's some place that I want to be, and I need to actually take a step, go in that direction, and whatever I got to go through to get there, that is what is needed to make it over there, right? So just got to slow down and put things in perspective. And that's what I've been doing, God. I just been practicing realism-ism, right? I got out of fantasy land. I try my very best to not act in my emotion, right? When I'm angry, when I'm upset, I try to be that someplace else outside of decision making, because it's not healthy for anybody, especially me.
That's right.
So that was some of the best advice, just to slow down and put purpose to things and meaning to things, meaningfulness to things. Right?
That's dope. Slow down, cause I can't take the slow down. Was you a non-Ray guy?
Nah, I was an OS.
So you went to A school right out of boot camp?
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. That's super dope, man. You got any more?
No.
You got any more?
Nah, not that I want to share right now. That's
okay. Cool. Shout out to Master Chief. What's his name?
McPherson. I was also told by some inmates in Attica that I didn't weigh enough to be in prison.
Yeah, talk about that.
That was some advice I got. My uncle did 27 years, and we used to take a lot of trips up there to go visit him, and I got a lot of great. As I said, I got a lot of great advice from a lot of great people. They were great people at that time to me. They wasn't great people to get there, but at that time to me, and what they did for me, the advice that they gave me was valuable, because if I crashed out at any time, I would be right there with them, and I got to be behind the wall and experience that just a little bit, to know that there's no bueno, not for me, not for the guys.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't wear enough.
Nah, it's no girls in there.
It's no girls in there.
It's no girls in there, And people talking about, the prison guards. Nah, I'm cool on that. It's not worth the trip. It's not worth the trip. Guards. Yeah, shout out to Unc. Shout out to Unc on the sketch. He told you don't wear it. You too slim, Big Slim. Yes, indeed. But
I joined the Navy.
Man, shout out to the Navy and Master Chief McPherson. And I think this in talking about it, I think a lot of that, because I got some family member too I'm gonna bring up. But I think a lot of you said you said they didn't do great things to get where they were, you know. But I think like when we in our youth, that's the difference. Um, a lot of times in our youth, we didn't when we was coming up, you didn't really know what adults was had going on
at all.
you know. So like somebody get locked up or something like that, and you will hear aunties and folks talking like, you know, oh yeah, he done went to jail or blah blah blah, but they never really would carry on too much about why that person went to jail in front of the children, you know.
Which is
And
probably pretty useful information.
yeah, like, like so now it's a little bit different. Like now, you know, the jits and everything, they like, oh yeah, then you just get out of jail for doing this and doing that, you know. You know, they like, mind your business, you ain't grown. You know, like so
You're right.
you know, so like it's a different day now, you know, where you know where the babies are a little bit more informed about stuff. But I mean, it is necessary for their protection the way we have seen things, you know, be in some of the worst situations. Not all of them. Some people just do bad stuff to other people in the street. They don't do it to their family, you know. But some people don't have no cut cards for nobody. You know, we gonna do that. We gonna treat my family like I do ninjas in the streets. And it's just, you know, no advice. You know, they just a walking piece of bad advice. You see him, you see her, bad advice. That's it. Just that's all you gonna get. You know, um, man, it's sad. It's super sad. But let us know, y'all. Smash that like button. Who gave you some of the best advice? What was it, and how did you apply it? Um, well, I'm gonna take you way back, way back first. Um, First, my granddaddy had told me, um, "You're not gonna have anything if you're not willing to work for it."
That's a fact.
You know, and that's because I had this conversation with my cousin, and he swore up and down this, but you know, his memory, it's kind of like my memory at times too. You know, because they just told me about something I had no. God, they just told me that we was in a car that was on fire. I don't even remember it. Okay.
100% there though.
Look, they got pictures of me there, and I don't remember it. Okay. 100%. I cannot. I've been trying to think that. I think I done hurt my head trying to remember that day, and I can't even. I cannot. It is nowhere in the memory banks. Um, but I always say with my cousin, I'm like, granddaddy never gave me anything, you know. And then he'll respond like, he gave you a roof to stay. Like, no, he was giving everybody a roof over their head and a pot to piss in and the window to throw it out of. Okay, he was doing that for everybody. That wasn't no special treatment for me. Remember his daughter, my mama. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So that wasn't for me. Okay, that was for his family. All right, but when I would go and ask him for stuff, he always had me do something before he would give it to me. I could not just go ask him for anything and he would just give it to me. Our relationship was not like that. I never had that relationship with him. Okay. The only time we ever had a relationship like that was when I joined the military and he asked me for some money and I just gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, but never in my life did I ever go ask it. And that's something I got with my granddad that I know. You know what I'm saying? If he was alive today, he could laugh. He could tell you that because I know, like, every time I went asking for something, you know, it was I got some work need to be done, you know. So I had to go do something in order for him to go in his pocket and peel me off, you know. I had to go put in some work. And you know, he told me, he said, if you don't work for nothing, you ain't gonna have nothing, you know. So I made it my business through all of the trials and tribulations and experimentations and ups and downs and everything to be like, man, I'm gonna have something. Okay. We understand what it is now. We manifest it into, you can't have it and not maintain it and be responsible for it. That's part of keeping it. But when my cousin talk about, you had a window or pot to pitch, yeah, but Granddaddy was maintaining that though. That's what we got to see from that. He kept that though. We can't just get stuck at what he was giving out of his pocket. What was he maintaining? What did that look like? Him and grandma was holding that down. They kept the roof. They kept the food on the table. They kept the place for when the world treats you cold to come back to and bring your babies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like that's how we came up, you know. Then my granddaddy's brother, Uncle Curtis, rest in peace. He told me, he said, if you chase women, then you ain't gonna never have no money. But if you focus on keeping you some money, then you ain't never have to, you don't never gotta worry about having no woman. And then, you know, he said, plus, you know, he was like, you're handsome anyway, you part of the family anyway. So, you know, but handsome, you can still not have no conversation, right? So handsome ain't gonna just get it with a pocket full of money, you know. Maybe nowadays, because you just stand there and just, I got money, you know, because that's where the culture is. But
Disgusting.
you know, but definitely, he told me that was some advice that he gave me, and then you know, man, how we manifest that. My goal was not to have a whole bunch of women. You know what I took from that. My goal was not to worry about having the money to maintain the ability to have a whole bunch of women. It was more about having the ability to sustain myself and the things that I like and enjoy and
Thanks.
you know, and desire to have and do and understand that, you know, that it manifested into learning about the economy. Like, what is the money? You know, like it's just about some girls. Is it just about the girlies? No, it's not about the girlies. You know, that's a component if you want to be on that type time. But, you know, not having no money feels, you know, disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, I felt busted and disgusted before,
In
like,
my belly.
you know.
Man,
So
it's crazy.
I don't like that feeling. We ain't on that, you know. So you gotta keep some assets and all that. That's how it's also manifested into assets and all that type of stuff. Um, man, one more. I got a military one too. Coast Guard. I think Chief Warrant Officer Chad Adams. I think I'm gonna see him soon too. I got a retirement to go to. Shout out to my brother T Mayweather get ready to retire. Um, I was in boot camp. I think day two or day three,
Mm.
and it was this redhead white guy in medical who visually, at least I thought in my mind, I already knew that I could whoop his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't my goal in the you know initially, but he was coming through the line and he was just, you know, he was really messing with people like bad, you know, and like two people cried,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
So by the time he got to me, like I wasn't with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, you about to skip me. You know, like I'm getting skipped. You gonna try that shit with everybody, but you ain't gonna try that shit with me. You know. So of course I was wrong. You know, he was trying everybody. He didn't care because nobody said nothing to him. Nobody else there said anything to him. For the 25, 30 people that was behind me, you know, nobody stopped them, corrected them, did anything, right? So I was just like, oh, all y'all some bitches in here. You know? Like, I'm day three, guy. You know, I'm day 3 in there. You know, I'm just like, oh nah, it ain't going down like this. And nobody had tried me, you know what I'm saying? Well, I did get tried coming off the bus, you know, because I was asleep and I was like, shut the, you know. But I'm gonna get to the advice though. The guy, this redhead guy, he you know, he got all that, became a confrontation. I was just supposed to keep my eyes in the boat. I didn't have any military bearing 3 days, 72 hours in, right? So, you know, his breath stink and everything. I wasn't with it. He had already made 2 people cry, and I'm just like, he making somebody cry? Like, like this dude can't make nobody cry, like for real, you know? So I'm like, I'm gonna make him cry, you know? So I kind of made him cry. And nobody said nothing, you know? But he was pissed because I was whispering. He was yelling, and I was whispering, "I'll fuck your bitch ass up." That's what I kept saying to him. But he was yelling and doing all this other stuff. And then he was like, "Did y'all hear what he said to me? Did y'all hear what he said to me?" And blah, blah, blah. So that's when he started crying, right? Because now, you know, he was offended, right? So now, you know what I'm saying? So now y'all hear what he said to me? Y'all hear what he said to me? You just blah, blah, blah. You know, he's saying all this other stuff. I don't know what he's saying at that time. But now he's not on, now he's on defense. He's not on that aggressive bullying that he was on. So, long story short story's long. They pulled me off the line, of course. And they wanted me to apologize to him. Okay. And I was like, I'm not apologizing to him.
It's so easy to apologize.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not apologizing to him, you know. But it was how they wanted me to do it. It was like they wanted me to do it in front of everybody because they saw, because nobody was scared no more after I bucked on them. You see, it broke the tension because everybody else coming up the line, like 2 people had cried, God, you know. So, and then when he got loud, and my uncle had told me something, one of my uncles, some bad advice. He told me, he said, when you get into the military, you could say whatever you want to say in boot camp. Just put sir or ma'am on the front and the back of it. Why did he tell me that? You know,
that is bad advice.
That was bad advice, right?
It's true, but it's
true. Yeah, you know, so day 3, you know, once I realized that, you know, I said what I said under my breath. But now I'm like, okay, and they was telling us them first 2 days that that's how they indoctrinate, you know, through when you go in, right, and receiving, they telling you like you got to put sir or ma'am in front of it. So I'm like, oh, right, you know, but how you use it is the thing that, you know, could get you caught up. So now I'm there and I'm saying stuff to him. I'm like, sir, man, back the fuck up off me, sir. Like that. And that's how I'm going with it. It's in slow motion because I'm trying to put the sir and the ma'am in front of it, but I'm being disrespectful and I'm being loud. Okay. Like at this point, when he started getting defensive and like, did y'all hear what he said? And I see nobody saying nothing. So I'm thinking I can go ahead and just start popping off, right? So I'm putting the sir and the sir, I whoop your ass, sir. You know, so like I'm thinking I'm in one of these movies now, guy. I'm thinking it's, you know,
I said, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying, sir, man, right? So, and this is my man Chad Adams, right? So Chief Mr. Adams, man. So they pull me off the line. They tell me that I gotta apologize to him, but they want me to apologize to him in front of everybody else because I bucked up so big and I made him look bad, right? So they want me to apologize in front, but I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So they tell me, okay, well, if you're not gonna do that, then you gotta go and clean the toilet with a toothbrush. So either you apologize or go clean the toilet with a toothbrush. I was like,
which toothbrush? This
look,
one
nah, God, this was day 3. I can't make it up. I was like, fuck y'all too. I was like, I ain't cleaning no toilet with no toothbrushes. This ain't no back in it. This ain't no Abe shit. This ain't no before Abe shit. Can you believe the boy did 22, 23? Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Day 3, God, for real. I'm not making it up. You know, I'm not making it up. I wish I was lying because I was just that much of a knucklehead going in there. But I'm glad that Chad Adams, he gave me this advice. He heard me come in there because he wasn't in there and he wasn't one of my company commanders. I think he had another company. And all of them were in there trying to get me to apologize, trying to get me to clean. They was yelling, like everybody who came in there, I turned their ass around. Everybody who came in there, I turned their ass around. Okay, it was probably like they probably sent 6 or 7 company commanders in there. I turned all of them the fuck around, God. Okay. He came in there and he was like, let's go outside. But the way when he said let's go outside, it was like he kind of serious with it. I don't know if I could whoop. I was like, I don't know if I could whoop him though. I was like, he can't. I'm like, because he the only one came in here and he ain't coming here with his chest out like he was ready to do something. You know, he came in here too calm. You know, I'm peeping it like he came in here too calm, just like look.
He know all the moves.
And he ain't even he was just like he ain't even tell me put the toothbrush down or nothing, or he wasn't like trying to make me do it. They was in there trying to make me do it. You will do it, putting fingers all up in my face. And I'm just like, sir, get your finger out of my face before I punch you in your face, sir. You know, like like I'm going. So the only people I ain't tell I was gonna hit was the women, you know, was the female company commanders. That was the only people. But so he took me outside and he said, I've seen people, he said, I'm prior army. And he said, I've seen brothers like you before mess up an opportunity. You could do this. But you are going to ruin your opportunity. And that shit hit me. Like I'm just forgetting what I just came from. And the reason why I made that choice to even be there. That quick. You know? So I'm gonna get to tell him, Lord willing, he alive. I'm gonna be able to see him in a few days. You know, I'm gonna get to hug him and tell him how much I love him and appreciate him for that, because that was some of the best advice that I ever got in my life. But yeah, because I was crashing out, and then I went in there and cleaned the toilet a little bit with the toothbrush and apologized to the redhead, to the petty officer. You know what I'm saying? And then got back in line, man. You know, and he ain't tell me to do none of that. He ain't tell me to do none of that. I just went back in there and was just like, you know, and they ain't even had me do it all. They had me do it for like 30 seconds for real.
That wasn't even the point.
The
point was to comply.
Just to comply, you know. And then I whatchamacallit, went and apologized to the petty officer, you know, and then shook his hand and shit and got back in line. You know, formed it back up. And that's all he said to me. And I was just like, damn. That's
all it takes is the truth.
Yeah. I think one time I did say, I think one time to him I did say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I think I did say that. I said, man, I don't care. I'm ready to go. He was like, well, the choice is yours. And I think that part right there, that the choice is yours. After he said what he said, you know, I think he was just like, I think that was him saying like, you ain't hear what the fuck I just said, you know.
You can clear.
You know, like, he like, you could do this, bro. He like, I seen, like, I already, he was proud on me. He was a Ranger. So he was just like, man, just, you know, brothers come through tough, man. Y'all, we coming from different backgrounds. Them other kids in there, that's why they crying. They not, you know, they never been in a fight. They never had an argument, somebody yelling at them, somebody cussing at them. They don't have the trauma of being called the N-word and it as a term of endearment. That's a different psychological and mental toughness. You know, so it's like, you're gonna be all right, man. You just gotta do what you need to do. But we did that. Go Coast Guard. For real. So we was just answering who gave you some of the best advice, what was it, and how did you apply it? Let us know in the comment section, y'all, or in the live chat. You know, who gave you some of the best advice? What was it? How did you apply it? You know, if you feel like sharing, share. We're gonna respond to it and talk about it. And yeah, and we appreciate y'all for that. Let's go ahead. Y'all know what time it is.
Flavor Bombs, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
It's time for the Flavor Bombs, y'all. We got Ice Cube and Mike Epps confirmed the new next Friday movie. People been waiting on that for a long time. You know, they confirming it.
It's like, what, 20 years?
Oh my God, it's too long. All right. Then we got in fashion, in style, in the world of watches and popular trends, pop culture. We got AP and Swatch collab turns into chaos. Another release for a material thing that people are losing their minds over, like they going, like it's going out of style. It's wild. And then we got a Kylie judge says cars for kids ads are misleading. Y'all know about Cars for Kids? Donate to Cars for Kids. Call 1-800 Cars for Kids or something like that. I don't know, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna see what the judge talking about.
You know what? It really is a good day here at ET. Mike Epps, Ice Cube. Great to have y'all here.
Great to be here.
Okay, I want to get right into this. Last Friday, I hear, is coming.
Yes.
It's signed. Y'all are writing it,
It's
correct?
going down.
Yes.
It's going
Yeah?
down. It ain't going up. It's going down. For sure.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job.
Y'all get Chris?
We were talking to him, and he wants to come back.
He's one of the best. I think he's gonna do it.
If it hits, you know, the studio's gonna say, "Yo, here's some more money to do another one." So, you know, if it don't hit, you know, I'll be like, "Nice working with you, homeboy."
E.T. was on set of the original film back in 1994, and would you believe Chris Tucker almost didn't get the role of Smokey?
They wanted me to look at Tommy Davidson. They want
94. It's been that long.
Damn. Wow.
It's 30 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
wanted me to look at, you know, some of the hot comedians of the day, and I was like, I want a fresh.
But that ain't what he
face.
do.
And damn if you didn't find somebody.
You got knocked the out.
This movie broke so many of us as comedians. You come through the Friday University, you guaranteed to have a great career. Me, Cat Williams, Bernie Mac, Chris Tucker, Faison Love, Terry Crews.
Give me one secret. Just
break a little news on ET. Where are Craig and Day Day now? What's happening with them now?
You'll see. They ain't top flight no more.
What we know about the fourth film in the $121 million franchise, it'll deal with gentrification of the neighborhood, and shooting will begin towards the end of the year. But in the meantime, you can catch these two on stage for one night only. Every Day's Friday, lyrics, lounging, and laughing. The live show that's part concert, part stand-up show, part franchise celebration is hitting Long Beach July 17th.
That's dope.
There you go right there, y'all. If y'all in Long Beach, California for July, Friday night, 17th, y'all gonna want to be at the amphitheater at the LBA. Dress up as your favorite Friday character. That's gonna be a night. That's gonna be a night. Look, and who else they got on there? They got Ice Cube, they got Mike Epps doing the comedy set, they got Warren G probably dropping some music, and they got Scarface on there dropping some music. That's a nice show right there.
That's a nice show.
You know, Cube, man, y'all might want to take that on the road, man. Take that on the road right there. You know, do a couple cities, maybe 5 of them.
Let's say tour, so maybe it is, yeah.
You know, maybe 10, 15, maybe do 20, 30. You know, we'll come see you where we at. Definitely. Shout out to them.
A nostalgic pop culture icon.
Flashy marketing has created red-hot demand,
proving there's no time like the present. A frenzy of fans swarming Swatch Watch boutiques worldwide, pushing and praying for their latest offering, Swatch's Royal Pop Collection, a collaboration with luxury Swiss watchmaker Audemars Piguet, whose watches routinely command 6 figures or even more. Fans lining up for days for a chance to buy the coveted and colorful pieces, offering a luxury look for around $400. The only problem?
We will not be opening today.
Unruly lines forcing stores from London to New York, Milan to Tokyo, and even Houston to close early out of safety concerns.
Unfortunately, the Swatch store will remain closed.
On Saturday's Swatch posting, we kindly ask you not to rush to our stores in large numbers to acquire this product.
God, that's crazy, right?
That's crazy.
That's crazy that they had to do that. That they had to issue, you know, a post, a social media post that they saying that, damn, we don't even want y'all to rush to the stores to get it. You would think they would want to sell it, but they like, we gonna make enough of them. They cheap. They plastic.
Yeah, like the 3D printer is not gonna run out of.
You know,
like, that's crazy.
That's super crazy. And
they was doing that like that was like a Black Friday thing. Like they still do that for Black Friday. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we see releases of like Jordans, iPhones, things like that. We see those type of things when they release, you know, people, any sneaker drops and stuff like that, people line up, or new tech devices they line up. But I mean, you talking about just for I didn't know people was tweaking for a watch that was something with an AP on it. You know, like I wasn't hip. You know, I wasn't hip that's something that, you know, need to be breaking down doors for to get, you know, something.
The fact that it was 6 figures in the first place, like.
Well, that's a real. Let me not say that. Let me say that is a. If you get an official watch, okay, or 400, an official timepiece wristwatch from Audemars Piguet, then that's about the entry, you know, and you might can get one for about 70, 80, but you know, you're looking at something 100, you know, standard. So
standard.
Yeah. You know, so, and they keep value, But this plastic thing right here they selling is a collab, and they making it affordable for everyone. But it's only like $400, you know,
Correct.
and it's a pop watch, a stopwatch, you know, whatever they call it. But but I can't see, like, they were never kicking down Swatch's door for that. So if they do a Swatch, you know, if they do a Swatch Gucci, I don't know,
right?
pair of sunshades or something, you know, I don't know. Like, is that gonna have the same? And now everybody gonna kick down the door because these sunshades are, you know, I don't know. Gucci shades not that expensive, you know. Is it a Gucci watch? If I mean, would it be a Rolex Swatch? You know,
Man,
collab now? Would it
Cats
be
be
a
playing-
Richard Mille? A Richard Mille Swatch collab is now like, oh my God, they're gonna, you know, burn down the store if they don't get.
They was laying on the ground, God.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But this is the thing. Everybody had a way to obtain it.
Correct.
Everybody had a couple dollars to be able to at least get one. You know, unless somebody went out there, unless people was like hustling a spot, like, look, we're gonna get out here like 4 days early and we just gonna sleep out here, and you're gonna be here like you ready to buy. I'm gonna be here like I'm ready to buy. As soon as we get somebody that want to buy our spot, we sell it and we good.
Correct.
You know, I mean, that could be a hustle too, where you know, I don't know, but it looks more like I don't want to risk doing that and getting stepped on by all the people who actually are there and think that if they don't get their hands on the watch, that they missing something in life. Because that's who that crowd of anxious customers, consumers look like.
You've probably heard it, maybe many times, over the almost 3 decades it's run on TV and radio.
1877 cars for kids.
It's even been mocked.
You heard that song before, God?
I've never heard the song.
The 1877 cars for kids. I've heard it before.
In pop culture.
1877 cars for kids.
Shut up! Shut up! What is this charity?
But this morning, a Superior Court judge in California says a Cars for Kids jingle must stop being broadcast in the state.
Donate your car today.
Finding the nonprofit has been violating California's false advertising laws.
We have to show they knowingly and intentionally misled the public. And it's not an easy thing to do, but we did it.
The ruling stems from a lawsuit filed by a Southern California man who says he donated a car after hearing the ad on the radio. He believed the proceeds would go to help children in need, but his attorney says that's not where the money has actually been going.
They knew what they were doing. The ad is extraordinarily impactful.
The judge ruling Cars for Kids has misled donors by implying the funds go to support needy children, but that most of the money actually goes to Orthodox Jewish programs in New York, New Jersey, and the Middle East. The court finding the money is spent on sending teenagers to Israel and a $16 million building there. The judge ordering Cars for Kids to pay the victim $250, the fair market value for his non-working car. In a statement, Cars for Kids says, "We believe this case was nothing more than a lawyer-driven attempt to siphon off charitable funds for their own gain. We expect to win on appeal because the law and facts are clearly on our side."
What you think, God? What you think about that? What you think about that one? They gave him the $250 back, but they filing an appeal.
So they got the verdict, and they gonna file an appeal. So they got the opinion from the one judge. They gonna go through.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. You think he'll have to forfeit his $250? You think he have to give his $250 back?
I don't know. That whole thing is crazy. Like the fact that all that money's going to Israel and everything else, and like
crazy.
Crazy,
God. Crazy, God. Cars for Kids. So at least y'all know where 90% of the money is going to, And that's the thing, you know, we highlighted that for a couple of reasons. One is it's a lot of charitable donations. So we're not encouraging people not to donate to charity, but you need to read their mission statement and find out how their proceeds and where they go. The guy, he's not wrong for taking legal action once he found out, but he found out afterwards. And I think it would have saved him. You know, we may not have had the story and it got publicized where we could show it and share it with other people. So there is a positive to that, you know, because now there's more information. And it sparks to the conversation of, if you want to donate your money or donate some of your old possessions, you know, remember one, that you always get a tax break. Okay, you always get some type of receipt or some type of donation form that you donated that property or your time or whatever it is, to be able to claim that on your taxes. But don't get mad after you donate and then realize that your donation is not going to what it says on the front of the mission statement, you know, what it says on the front of the marquee. You know, you're gonna actually have to read, you know, how much of the money goes to the charity and how much goes to the work of the charity, you know, because
two different
things, you know, because going to the charity is what they get to do other stuff with, operational stuff and everything. And then the other portion is how much goes to what they're saying their cause is, what they do, you know. So learn that, and then it'll save all of us some heartache and pain, you know, if we think we're getting used or our fund or our donation is getting misused, you know. So
you've just been Flavor Bomb, and now back to our show.
Yep, y'all. So we've been smoking on advice tonight. If you still rocking with us, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel, y'all. Hit that notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. And we are on our fifth and final question. Is the word advice bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know what you think in the chat or the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. The guy Ali Dawood El at BK Soul Farm. Bad, good, or misunderstood?
Misunderstood. The definition has the potential to be good, but the definition in itself is misleading to the in the word recommendation. In the word recommendation, I feel like the definition is not clear enough, right? And then you get to the thesaurus and they use even more unclear words, and it just makes it just confusing all the way around. So I'm leaving that misleading. I mean, misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I got a good for it. And I also have misunderstood for it. You know, agreeing with what you were saying about, you know, people just not reading, desiring to even want to go and, you know, learn if I'm even applying this word correctly in my life. But that misunderstood part, I think, is because of that first word that is in the first definition, that recommendation. Like going back to what you were saying earlier in the show about suggesting, and what was the other word we had?
It was suggestion or recommendation.
It was one more too though. It was suggestion, recommendation, and opinion. Yeah, an opinion. You know, I think that is why it's so misunderstood, because when you have opinion, suggestion, and recommendation in front of a wise or proper course of action, it is difficult for people to get past that, to get to the wise and proper. You know, because those things just have it, you know, all toe down. Like, and they add so much emotional attention to the word advice that it just fogs everything up before a person can get through that fog. You know, people have a tough time getting through that, to get to the clarity, to get to the clear skies of the, you know, of the wise and proper course of action. And that's why I just say, and that's why I say it's good, because if it's good, if it would be good if we could just get get those three things from in front of it first: the opinion, the suggestion, and the recommendation. If we could get that out, then we could be good with just a wise, proper course of action. You know, and I think that would make advice proficient, you know, effective.
Yeah.
So let us know what y'all think. Is the word advice bad, good, or misunderstood? We've been smoking on advice tonight, y'all. First question: what do you think of when you hear the word advice? Second: what causes some people to view advice as criticism? Third: why do some people ask for advice and still do what they want anyway? 4: who gave you some of the best advice? What was it, and how did you apply it? And then fifth and final, last but never least: is the word advice bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know in the comment section below, y'all. And we want to appreciate everybody for pulling up. Shout out to Bug, lovely ATV. Shout out to Auntie Nadine Hansel. And yeah, and everybody else who popped in and showed love and smashed that like button. Shout out to y'all too. Man, don't forget, y'all. We got a special applause, man. Our winner of our DB Chef Subscribe and Win. One more time. Rocky Henry 5249. We want to congratulate you. Thank you for subscribing. You are a winner for May 17, 2026. Remember to send your Cash App tag information to Chef Pearl. That is CHEFPEARL at DBCHEFTV.com for payment and verification. And we just want to thank you once again for supporting us, supporting what we do here. And we want to show some love back to you, because that's what we do. And everybody else, y'all make sure y'all go ahead on over to www.bsoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the God Ali Dawood. All right, link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to DB Chef TV and Win Cash. We're doing this all year round, so next month it could be you. All right, we appreciate y'all. We want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your week. And remember, like we always say, y'all, we not the gurus. You know, we just two big nerds smoking on words. Okay, so if you find something you like in the ashtray, pick it up, have a smoke. If not, leave some for somebody else when they come through, you know, and leave us a comment in the comment section too, y'all. We were smoking on advice tonight. All right, hope everybody got something productive out of the show, something positive, something peaceful. And that's how we're going to leave it. Chef Earl Pearl at DB Chef TV, always with the God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. And we are Cigarden Panel. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.